Hi, Cancers. Welcome in or welcome back to Midnight Morning Readings. Thank you for viewing me today. We are here to do your monthly reading for the month of May, and this is good for all placements. So we're going to go ahead and get started and see what your overarching energies are for the month. You have walking away, the sun, broken hearts. Feel like there's choices that might be going on, that you might be looking at making. But let's see what is going on for you, Cancer. All right, energies for Cancer for the month of May, please. What's going on, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, you have hostilities, the healer of the ages, and your fifth chakra. So fifth chakra is all about communication. And I feel as if, because you've got the man holding the heart, the angel of love, and a broken heart. I feel as if with this, that this isn't necessarily a romantic broken heart as much as there is some type of relationship, but I'm not feeling as if it is a romantic in nature as much as I feel like it's almost like a best friend, um, or a beloved pet, or some very, very other type of close relationship that you are going through a healing process right now. And it could also be the death of a beloved person, or the death or passing of an animal, crossing the rainbow bridge. But I really truly feel that whatever it is, you're going through some type of loss, of heartbreak. And for some of you Cancers out there, this definitely could be um, a romantic relationship in nature, or divorce or something. But I feel that it's just this overwhelming loss, this grief that you are going through, anger, um, for how the situation turned about. But let's see what's going on your challenges and influences. Success, wisdom. It could also be like a rite of passage that somebody is going through, but it's a loss nonetheless that holds significance for you. So let's see what's going on with Cancer. Wow. Okay. What else is going on? Challenges and influences for Cancer. Bottom of the deck, you have transformation. So this is intuition energy. So this is sixth chakra. Because anything that is moon energy is your intuition, right? So they also gave you playfulness, retreat, flow, and patience. I really feel that there is a hard acceptance on your part, Cancers, for accepting I really feel this is a grief, that I feel very, very strong grief. And I feel it in a sense of um, almost like you, like it's hard to accept that this is life. This is the natural progression of life, that with every birth is a death, and it's the cycle of life. Like, in your mind, you know that death is inevitable, that death is going to come to anything and everything on this planet. And I just feel that with this grief, you are just finding it very hard. You're finding it very hard to heal from this. It is what I'm feeling. Very hard to re-engage back in life, to be able to see beyond the grief, that you have almost retreated away from other people that love you, care about you, that you are very, very that you've become very closed off because of this, and you've almost blocked. And I feel this fifth chakra showing up because you've almost blocked almost like every level of communication, because you're so grief stricken with things that it's going to become very important for you to start the healing process. But let's see what's going on in your most recent past. Community, business, the truth. And like I said, I feel as if it is hard for you to accept in your heart that everything, everything that lives, everything must die. It's a cycle of life. It's the circle of life. And I feel as if maybe you felt like this grief, it wasn't fair, because maybe that person or that friend or that animal or whatever it was, it came too soon. It wasn't fair. I got survivor's guilt just popped into my head, almost as if whatever happened, that you're almost feeling as if maybe it should have been you, not them, something to that effect. And it's just making the grief process that much more difficult for you to get through. But let's see what's going on in the most recent past for you right now, Cancer. Thank you. Thank you. The bottom of the deck, you have the shadow, suffering, balance, denial. This is all confirmation that you're having problems of accepting life. You're trying to deny life. You're suffering in silence. You're having problems finding balance. There's guilt. There's some kind of level of guilt that is also solitude, intuition, which is also the moon energy. I think you're refusing to listen to what your intuition or your gut is telling you that you know to be true, and you're refusing to listen to it. I'm really feeling survivor's guilt here, that there is something that has happened that you almost feel as if it should have been you and not them. So let's get some clarifiers for this. Clarifiers for Cancer, please, for the most recent past. A couple of clarifiers, please, Spirit. Thank you. Anything else? Hold on. The card that flew out is the World. And I feel with this one, it's almost as if it almost came out sideways or reversed, in a sense that there is, with this loss, you're finding it very hard to move forward and to celebrate life again. You're finding it very difficult to find your place back in this world, is what I am feeling. And of course, if this is resonating, please do not take this as professional or medical advice. If you do feel that you need to seek out a counselor or medical professional, please do so. But I feel as if you're having a hard time finding your place back in this world, whatever this grief is that you are going through. Let's see what's coming in for your current hope, faith, youth. It could also be the loss of a child or loss of an unborn child that maybe you're going through grief with. Let's see. Current messages. Thank you. Current messages for Cancer. Thank you. Okay. Confidence, transformation. Here we go. So, the Wolfsbane is a very interesting card in this botanical deck because it is considered to be one of the poison cards, but it is also the death card energy that comes with it because it's all about transformation. And Wolfsbane only blooms under moonlight. It does not bloom in sunlight. And when you have the moon energy and you have, things blooming and blossoming under the moonlight, it is very, very strong energy of your intuition, of listening to your gut, to those messages that are coming from spirit, as well as talking about that transformation. And that's the death card. That's death card energy that's coming in, that is really where you're at today, is coming into almost a level of acceptance or maybe not acceptance to this point, but it is starting to the point that you are talking about understanding that with every death is the birth of a new cycle. Okay? With every death is a birth. With every ending becomes a new beginning. It is a cycle that everything must go through. And I feel that is very important, is part of this message that has come through, is really getting that understanding back. Because here's the flow again. And you had flow that came up in your challenges and your influences, is having the resistance to understanding that this is the course of life. This is when something, is, from the day we are born, we live to die. It's always working and living the best we can, because we don't know when when the end of that cycle is going to happen. And so when we're talking about this flow, it's the circle of life. And you have this magical transformation, this death card. It's the ending of a cycle, it's the beginning of a new one, it's the flow of life that is coming through. Okay. And and you also have the nightshade that is coming in, but you also have this optimism and this gladness. And see, nightshade can be very transformative as well, because while nightshade can be deadly when taken in very, very large quantities, it does have a lot of medicinal purposes. So it can help with a lot of things. And that's finding that healthy balance between life and death. And this is where spirit is coming in and trying to talk with you and send you messages that everything is meant to happen and when it is meant to happen. We cannot force divine timing to happen any sooner or later than when it is meant to. Okay, so I really feel with your current messages, you are coming into an energy of really starting that healing process. And that is the acceptance of where things are at. It doesn't mean you agree with them. It doesn't mean that, that you're going to forget or anything, but it's really moving into that, starting that healing process with that grief. So let's see what other clarifiers that we have going on for you this month, Cancer. Thank you. Any other clarifiers for the current messages for Cancer? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, those just fell out. Sorry, those just slipped way out of my hands. So they gave you the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. And the Three of Swords, this talks about that heartbreak. This is confirmation of that broken. It's grief. It's, you know, but it also talks about that healing, you know, that comes with, that comes after the heartbreak that is coming in. And I feel like this is a transitional message card from your most recent past into your current messages, because they gave you the Four and the Ace of Pentacles. And, you know, in order to allow, you know, the abundance and things to come in to where that healing can start, sometimes you holding on to something too tightly can prevent you from healing and moving forward and allowing other things to come in. And I feel that that's where you're at right now, Cancer, is you're starting to maybe let go a little bit of that grief in order to allow the healing to come in, is where I feel that you are at right now. It is a very slow process, very, very slow process. But it is something that you will heal from. Doesn't mean you forget, but you will heal. The more you let the light in, and the more you let others continue to help you, the more you let in and you let go of that grief and that anger and that hostility, the more you're going to let that love, that light, and that abundance just start coming into your life. So let's see what's coming in for your incoming messages is pray. For some of you, maybe your answer is spirituality. Maybe it is in the voice of prayer. Maybe it is in, you know, talking with spirit on, you know, on a daily, regular basis and asking for help and guidance. There's divine timing and patience. It takes time for things to heal. It takes time for us to understand the why behind things. And sometimes we may never know. It's just, it's where things were meant to be and how things were meant to happen. So let's see what is coming in for your incoming messages, Cancer. Incoming messages for Cancer, please. Thank you. Thank you. Incoming messages for Cancer, please. On the bottom of the deck, you have asking for guidance and expect the unexpected. You also got help is on the way and your intuition. And I feel this is also transitional when it is, this is the point that you're starting to get at, to where you are asking with that prayer. You are asking spirit, you are asking family, you are asking for help. And, you know, the help is on the way. You're asking for guidance because the intuition is that moon energy, okay, that is coming in. It's that, you know, with that intuition and expecting that unexpected, you know, so there is that understanding, you know, of those messages that are coming through for you. Okay, so let's get a couple of clarifiers for the incoming messages for you. Anything else? Thank you. Anything else? Those did fly out that time. Hold on, they fell on the floor. So the card that landed on the floor is the moon. And this is really talking about you've got the shadow that's in your most recent past, and the moon energy has shown up consistently through your current messages, your incoming messages, and now it's also coming out as a major arcana in your incoming messages. And this is all listening to your intuition. It's also working on letting things go. Okay, so you've also received, let's see, you've got the Eight of Swords, and you've got the Page of Swords, and you have the King of Swords. Okay, and this is all very, very meticulous, very much letting things go and finding that resolution to things. Because the Eight of Swords is all about being in your own head. Okay, nighttime anxiety, mental conflict. It's all about trying to figure things out in your head that maybe is, you know, maybe needs to be verbalized out loud. You also have the Page of Swords, which is really talking about trying to find a new way of moving forward, a different way of thinking, a different way of healing. And then you also have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is a very definitive king. It's very much looking at the facts, looking at the evidence before him, and making a decision without emotion. Okay, and it's the acceptance of what is in order to move forward with healing, because as you are navigating these, these challenges, in these incoming messages, Spirit gave you the Queen of Wands. They also gave you the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups talks about that full completion. Okay, it's a completion of love. So when we're starting out talking about a broken heart, and going through this whole process of healing, in the incoming messages, you also have the Angel of Love, which is talking about that healing process, and that's the path that you are really starting to move down and move on to. Okay, so you are on this path of healing, and asking Spirit to help you with what you are going through. So let's go ahead and see, for those of you that this resonates in some way with money, career, or finance, they gave you the clarifier of needing direction. And maybe with this whole process is maybe you're doing a lot of self-analyzation of figuring out, am I really in the right career field? Is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? Because whatever has happened has really given you this moment of really trying to, are you second guessing yourself, or is this what you're really meant to do? And, you're really going through that, trying to figure out, what am I really supposed to be doing, or do I need to be doing something different? So for those of you that this resonates as far as a love, romance, or other type of relationship, and clarifier, please. Spirit gave you forgiveness. And if you can actually see, the young lady is out in the woods and she is praying, and she is either meditating or she's talking with Spirit as a means of trying to find that forgiveness, either, forgiveness in her heart, to forgive herself, forgiving others, forgiving circumstances that are just not in your control, whatever that is. But that is part of the process of going through grief and finding that healing, is finding that forgiveness in order to allow that love to start coming back in. All right, so for those of you, we are going to get your final message card for Cancer for this reading. One final message card, please, Spirit, for this reading for Cancer, please. They gave you two. Journey. is the first card that came out as a clarifier. And I definitely feel that this is a journey that some of you are on. And it's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. And then stargazing. Again, we have the moon. We have moon energy. We have this intuition, working on this shadow work, as well as, really focusing on the beauty of the moonlight. And we do have a full moon that is coming in May, around May 23rd, I believe, Cancers. So maybe some of your answers or your clarifiers or clarification or messages are going to start coming through very, very intensely around that time, because it'll be a full moon in Sagittarius. So maybe for some of you, this whole process started at the beginning when the new moon hit in Sagittarius in December. So maybe this has been something that has been going on for a while, or it could be something that just recently transpired. But either way, stargazing, when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow, again, flowing in your income, in your challenges and areas. And then you also had flow that showed up in your current messages as well. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. I really feel that you will find some of the answers you're looking for, either, going out, when the full moon rises, um, or, just being outside during the nighttime, looking at the stars, finding the quiet and the peace and the stillness. However, that message may resonate for you, but you definitely have got a lot of moon energy, intuition energy that is coming through in this reading, as well as in your energies and your final messages as well. So I hope you enjoyed the message this month, Cancer. I hope it helped in some way. Please feel free to leave me comments in the section below, as well as hitting that like, subscribe, and share button on your way out. And we will see you back here next time, Cancers. Take care.